Three, two, one, and we're in engine. Welcome back, guys. Sorry for the excitement there. This is Mike, your host, and this is Unity 2022.3.26F1. This is my university project that I'm currently working on. It is a 2D platformer. The last two streams were productive. The very last one, though, I was struggling to sort the movement on the slime. But the good news is I have my coin pickup working. Got a prefab for that. Very happy with that side of things. So essentially, I've resolved the movement with the slime. So I'm gonna bring up the code, which should be here. Okay, right, so there's two things I want to do in this stream. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. It's 9:30. I've got to work on a separate project, but essentially tonight I'd like to get the HUD a little bit more detailed. I want to get this slime motion sorted, and also I want to potentially, I can get it to inflict damage on the character, but I want to try and get the bounce working. It's a mechanic that I've got on the spike, so I'm going to see how that goes. First off, let's get the movement sorted. So, essentially, the get start position was good. Slime sprite, that's correct. Game object sprite, yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got everything sorted. Right, so here I'll show you the code. This is the code here. So essentially, this is the code to get it moving between 2 points. The points aren't defined. It's more the variables and figures you adjust, such as the speed variable, the ping pong length, and a multiplication value. Adjusting those kind of determines the patrol distance of the enemy. What this second one does here is this is to do with the sprite flip. So you can see up here, I have because I had the project at uni, it wasn't the most up-to-date version. I had to temporarily just put in a visual image. So basically, these two collision boxes are triggers over here, trigger A and trigger B. Okay. So basically, what happens? The player, or the enemy, sorry, moves. I place the enemy where I want it, and then it will ping pong between the length. It will go ping pong, ping pong, and basically I can fine tune those values and variables, and then I can place the collision boxes accordingly. And what happens if I show you the code on trigger with the box? So trigger A is the green diamond marked trigger. So if it has the tag and it hits it, it will flip the sprite. So the sprite faces the correct direction based on which way it's moving. And then the same here. So if it's false and collision isn't, so basically if the collision isn't tag trig A, it's false, then we basically, if the collision has trig B as a tag, then it will flip it the other way. And what I did, what initially happened with this was when I had the character, the enemy, hitting the box, it would enter the box, flip it, and then on exit it would flip it again because it was having multiple collisions. So what I did was I added a timer here of 2 seconds. So basically it gives the enemy time to pass into the collision box, flip the sprite, and get back out of there before the 2 seconds is up, so that it correctly displays. That's what the timer's for. I need to make a note of that for my bug reporting. Bear with me 1 second. Boom. Noted that down. Sorry, as part of the degree, I have to keep track of all of the bug test or play testing. So any features that I test, if they don't work as intended, I have to keep a log of them, and then I have to find a solution and just document it basically. So, oh my god, that went down the wrong hole. I do apologise. Sorry, I've had a bit of a spicy pizza tonight. Okay, so this is the movement I'm going to get sorted, okay? So I'll just explain what's going on here. So basically this is updating every frame. We're doing a math ping pong, similar to how the coin pickup works. The coin pickup kind of levitates on the spot. It looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. So we're essentially mirroring the movement of the coin pickup, but we're not doing it on the y-axis, we're adjusting it on the x-axis. So what this does is it gets the delta time, or just time, sorry, and it gets the speed variable of the slime enemy, multiplies those together, and that plugs into the ping pong. We set the length, and then the resulting node or output goes to another multiply, and we get the variable of the starting position. The starting position is a vector2 variable on the slime enemy. The reason we have that is because if I have multiple slimes, we need to kind of make sure that at the start of the game we're defining their local relative position, and that's what's happening here. So out of the ping pong, we're multiplying the value, and then we're adding that to the x. We're creating a vector2, and then we're setting the position. I'm sorry, I think I've got jalapeno stuck in my throat. Jesus. Alright, let's get to work. So, I'm just going to get rid of this because I don't want to overcomplicate it. So, this is correct. Get in the starting position. I'm just going to quickly check my enemy sprite here. So if I click on the enemy slime, that is correctly displaying. You see the little blue box there? It's centered to the grid, so we know that it's perfectly placed. Okay. So yeah, so starting position, that is done. Let me just zoom out. I'll keep these stills on another screen. Okay, so let's get the movement sorted. Okay, so you know what? I'm half tempted. I'm just gonna do this from scratch so you guys can see it. Okay. Right, so we're going to do an on update event, and then we're going to do math ping pong. Ping pong. We're going to set that length to 3. We can always adjust these variables if we're not happy with them. Right, so now we're going to get the variable of speed, and we're going to get time. And then we're going to do a multiply node. I'm going to multiply the speed of the object by the time. That plugs into there, and then from there we're going to create a vector2, create vector2 x and y. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down here, I'm going to get the starting position of the slime. Okay, we're going to get x, and it's vector 2 because it's 2D, and then we're going to get y, vector 2. Vector 2 will plug into the create vector 2. That doesn't need to be adjusted. We're only adjusting the x-axis of our enemy. Now, off at the ping pong output node, we're going to get a multiply. And we'll do scalar so we can put in a variable or value. Then we're going to get an add. Okay, nice and simple. And then if I just plug that in there, there we go. And then that goes into the X. Look how nice and neat I've made that, guys. Okay, so that is that part done. And then we need to just quickly say set position. And then this goes into that. And we can just test that in action, guys. Very nice and neat code I've done there. I'm very happy with that. So we'll save and play, and you can watch on the left scene. See the enemy is moving back and forth there. Now he's a little bit fast, so what we can do is we can actually adjust these live and check how fast we want it. Like if I had this at 22, he's gone. If we had that at like, I don't know, 8, you see it's kind of, it's essentially like the distance. You see it's affecting the distance there. Oh. It's quite funny. Right, so I think that's a good length. I think 2 is a good length. So I had that at 5, didn't I? No, I had it at 3, sorry. Okay, so I think he's too fast. So what I'm going to do, we need to remember these numbers, 2, 3, and I'm going to adjust the speed. I'm going to set the speed to 1. That looks much better. And what I might do, if I 5 on there. What was that value before? 2. How far is it going to go? Oh, it's too far, isn't it? It's almost a little bit too long, isn't it, guys? I think 4. So we've got a speed of 1, the length in the ping pong 4, and multiplied by 2. So remember that, 1, 4, 2. So 1, 4, 2. So it's remembered these variables in here. Transform position assign empty. Why am I getting an error? Why was there an error at the bottom there? I wonder if that's because I was updating the code live. Anyway, I'm very happy with that code. It looks so clean and tidy. So that is basically the movement element. Okay. The next thing we need to do is make it so we're going to put in a collision box or a trigger. Okay. And we're going to place it. We're going to watch the motion. Like if I press D on the graph, I can see where it's going to. So I know where to place the what's-its. So bear with me. What am I doing? Right, let's stop that. So the variable is 1, 4, and 2. So I'm just going to put a comment around this, guys. And we're going to call this movement between we'll just call it movement between 2 points on loop. That's essentially what it's doing. There we go. So it's good to keep notes. Okay, so I can close that one now. So I'm done with that movement. So that is code B. Okay, so code A, guys. So this bit, it's not as messy. It's a tiny bit longer. So what we now need to do, we're going to create our triggers. So I think for the triggers, I'm going to make an empty, just so everything's nice and organized. So we're going to call this triggers. And I'm going to create an empty within here and call this, I'm going to do T underscore slime for trigger underscore slime. Just keeping everything nice and organized. Okay, I'm not going to create a prefab for the slime, guys, and the reason for that, right, I'm not going to have too many enemies in the game. I think I want to have 1 or 2 slimes. I'd like to have a skeleton, and I'd like to have a bat. The slimes have 2 functions. They'll deal damage to the player, but if you jump on the slime, it gives like a bounce effect. So, you know, technically you can avoid damage by jumping on top of it. And jumping on it, it will kind of bounce you up, which allows for some really cool level design planning, you know, with platforms and the moving mechanic. Sorry, I stumbled on my words there. The skeleton I wanted would function the same as this one, but he would basically just hit the player. And he would do knockback. I thought it'd be quite cool maybe to have some way that you could traverse the skeleton or get past him somehow. Not thought that far ahead yet. And then I wanted a bat. Now the bat is the last one once everything else is done. And with the bat, I intended to have like, I don't know, like a treasure room or something. And the bat would have a nav mesh. I know how nav meshes function in Unreal, and I think there's a similar thing in Unity. So we'd have a certain area of the game where we can have a floating bat that would just head towards the player. I thought that's perfect because it's airborne, it's flapping its wings, it can move and just look, it should look perfectly fine. So I'm quite excited about that. Anyway, I need to stop waffling. Sorry, guys. Right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to create 2 triggers, okay? So in here, we're going to create I'm going to create an empty and I'm going to call this trigger A. Okay. Now notice that should I want to see the grid at all times. Is there a way I can just keep that grid up? Why is there like panels? Anyone watching that knows, do let me know. I know I'm pressing D to do that, but it's actually bringing up the erase button on the tile palette. Anyway, less said. Okay, so we have our trigger here. Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry, that's the folder. Folder. Can we give these a label? Oh, it's a shame. Okay. So this folder is for slime. Triggers, trigger slime, trigger A. So basically I can ignore these two things. They're just empty folders. Why did I put a T? I'll tell you what, I'm overcomplicating this. Let's just do that. There we go. Right, so here is an empty object, okay? So what I want to do, I'm going to click this little cube and I'm going to give the red as a kind of indicator, okay? And then we're going to add a box collider 2D. Now the offset needs to be 0.5 and 0.5. And then it's perfectly in line with the cube. So that is trigger A. Now we need to do a tag, guys. Dbox. What's dbox? Dbox. What was the dbox for? Let me just check this, guys. Hold on. I think I had the dbox when I think the dbox tag I'm pretty certain that dbox was to do with an earlier thing where I was trying to do triggers. So I think it's safe for me to remove that. So let me just go back up there. I'm going to click on dbox, remove that one. So this is trigger A for the slime. It is a trigger. And we're going to add a tag. And this is literally just going to be trigger A. And then we'll add another one for trigger B. Okay. Now, if needs be, and if we have multiple triggers, like I can always add or adjust the tag there, so things don't get too complicated. Okay, so trigger A and trigger B on the tags. If we go back to our trigger here, we want to give this the tag of trigger A. Okay. So now, a nice and easy one. We're just going to copy trigger A, paste it here, and we're going to call this trigger B. We are going to move that. We're going to change the tag, and we're going to change this to a green. Okay. So this, what we're doing at the moment is just setting up the triggers. Now what I need to do is I need to play the game and get these trigger boxes placed at the right point. So we need to watch the enemy and see how far it goes. Is it going to hit? It looked like it hit that. Where is that box? Oh, it does look like that's hitting. It does look like that is making contact. Like that's definitely making contact. Okay, perfect. I've positioned them in the right space. So this one is basically left of the coin, and this one is kind of in line with the camera. So left of the coin and in between that. Okay, so left of the coin and that one. Perfect. Okay, triggers are in place. Next up, we're going to set up this next stage of the code is to basically flip the sprite of the slime when it collides with these triggers. Now the reason we have two different ones, guys, is because we want one trigger to flip the sprite one direction and the other trigger to flip it the opposite direction. So basically each time it hits a trigger, it will flip the sprite to the correct orientation, head to the other trigger and flip it again. So with the math ping pong, it's constantly going back and forth, and these triggers help to control the sprite. Okay, nice and straightforward. Hopefully everyone's following. There is barely any tutorials online for this, for Visual Script on Unity. It really is dire. Okay, so we're going to get an on trigger enter 2D. Boom. Okay, and then we're going to get tag game object, get tag, get tag, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to do a string contains value, and this is going to be trigger A. Okay, so if the collision, it hits the collider and it has the tag trigger A, okay, we're going to add an if statement here, plug in the boolean to there. So if it's true, if that collision response is true, we're going to flip the sprite renderer. Okay, so what I now need to do is get the enemy sprite, the enemy sprite. Okay, and we're going to get the oh my god, that's so small, sprite renderer. So we're getting the sprite renderer here. Ooh. Hold on, I thought I did slime sprite. Oh no, it is right. Sorry, I do apologise. No, it is right. Right, set flip x. Okay, so that will go there. And then now this is the next bit that's very important, guys. Very, very important. So we have to get our box collider. For the slime. Okay. And we're going to set the trigger. Now you might be wondering, why are we doing this? Well, if we temporarily disable the trigger, once the slime has hit the box, we want it to flip the sprite, and then we want to disable the trigger. Okay? So that it doesn't keep flipping the sprite. So that after the sprite flip, we disable is a trigger. Okay, and then we do a timer. Now, what the timer does is it gives us a slight delay. Should I do it in time? What's the difference? I don't think I. Oh yeah, so timer. Just double check that was the right one. Yeah. Okay, so we're using the timer. And we're just going to give it a 2-second duration there, okay? And then we're going to copy the set trigger, tick it, so turn it back on. And basically after the 2-second timer has completed, we are going to re-enable the trigger so that when the slime hits the other trigger box, it will be able to have the collision event, okay? That is the sprite flipping for that section, okay? So now, what we need to do is we need to drag off of the false, and I'm just going to go here, copy that, and put that value in the string contains trigger B. So if trigger A, trigger B. So if the collision is false and it has the tag of trigger B, then we're going to flip the sprite. That boolean doesn't come off, so this plugs into there, and then we basically just copy the same bit. I don't want to cross this code up to here because it doesn't seem right to do that. Like, they're two completely separate lines. Okay, so that should... Oh, sorry. Hold on. This tag... Get the tag... There we go. Okay, guys, that should... Look how nice and tidy that code is. That should be complete. There are multiple ways you can get enemies moving, but I've found this one to be the most easiest, cleanest, least confusing method. Okay, so that is our code. Now, if I do this, it should work. I've copied the code that I made earlier today. Here is the moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. Look at that. It is working, baby. Oh, I'm a goddamn genius. Interestingly, I think it's because it's a rigid body. Why is my character... Why is my character... What is going on with the sprite of my character? Why are you not going left? Why is my sprite... What is going on there? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, it's fine. Why was that being weird? Why was it doing that? Oh, I'm so... Oh, whoa. Why have you just... Why did it just do that? Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. What is going on? What? Why is it flipping there? One second. What is going on there? That's strange. How strange. How peculiar. I'm just going to watch that. Goes left. Why is it flipping the sprite? Interesting. Let's watch this code. Can we have more than one? Okay. Let's just watch. So this is a bit of a bug test here, guys. Look. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's because I've got the Boolean going, but if you watch the slime, it hits that one. But then when it gets there for some reason, even though I haven't got any other box collision, it's like there's some kind of invisible trigger. Trigger A, trigger B. I know what I need to do. Right, so notice the animation. It gets there and it flips. I think what we need to do is we need to add in an if. I think that's what the problem was there, guys. Right, it should work now. Let's watch. It shouldn't do what it was doing. Yes! Fixed it! Yeah, baby, there's my slime. I fixed it. Oh, it feels so good when you fix little things like that. I love it. Absolutely love it. Good times, guys. Good times. So essentially, we just needed the Boolean check there. So I'm just enjoying watching my slime ball just go back and forth between 2 points. I'm really happy with that. I've done it, guys. I've done it. I've done it, baby. Perfect. Okay, guys, we have successfully done that in, I'd call it 44 minutes. That's surprising how long that took, but it's been really good. I might actually do that as a little tutorial because I think people will find that really helpful. It's such a simple thing. Such a simple thing, but I'm not even joking. Compared to Unreal, Unreal has a wealth of tutorials and things online for blueprints. Visual Script or Bolt in Unity, there's barely anything in comparison, and it is really, really difficult to find tutorials that cover this kind of things. And a lot of the tutorials are like just really, really long. Like I'm talking 20 minutes, like crazy length. So I might actually take the time to make this as a tutorial because I know it will help people. But anyway, that is how we get the movement. Nice and simple. 2 triggers, ping pong maths, flip the sprite, Bob's your uncle. I'm really happy with that, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So that is another job off my list. But now what I wanted to do, guys. Where's my trap? Oh, it's up there. Okay. If I just go to my trap. Did I not have code for the trap? Oh, I put it on here, didn't I? Update the health bar. Okay. Do we have a trigger for the slime? Box collider, yes we do. Okay. I'm really, really happy with that, guys. Now, because it's got a rigid body, I think if it touches me, let's just check the touching aspect. It should basically push me. Is it not that big a box? To be fair, I don't want to make that any bigger. That is actually the right size for him. So what we need to do... Okay, I'm going to add in something here. So we don't have a tag for it. On the player though, contains tag trap spike. Trap spike, coin, trigger A, trigger B. Let's add a tag for enemy slime. Okay. Right, so if I now give the enemy slime the tag enemy slime, okay, what we can now do is on here, because basically the spike trap I've got is going to be an insta-kill spike pit. I'm going to have the floor littered with them, so it's kind of like a death pit. So what we want to do, what am I doing? Okay, on trigger 2D with enemy slime, enemy slime, enemy slime. So when the player collides with the slime, okay, this is gonna get a tiny, not confusing, but essentially. One second, let me just go back to the slime. Okay. Right, I'm going to do two things here, guys. Okay. I don't want the player to kind of take damage. I'm wondering if there's like a squish. Can you do a squish? Can you like shrink? Oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, dude. Oh my god, I know how to. Oh my god, that's amazing. Can we have more than one sprite renderer? Can't be added. Okay. Oh, we can make it go red, maybe. 1 second. FFF. Oh, dude, we can make it look like we've taken. Oh my god. Oh, yes. This is going to be amazing. Okay. This is all about game feel. This is all about the polish. This is making every tiny little bit of detail just mean something. Like every tiny little bit of thing you do to the game to make it feel that much better. Whether that's a sound effect, visual feedback, the control, like anything. It's all about just the feel, how it when you're playing the game, the feeling you get. Does it feel good? Does it look good? Does it feel amazing? Does the character respond the way you want it to? How you expect it to? Do you get dust when you're running? Do you get footsteps? All of these little things. Okay. So first off, if we collide with the enemy slime, I need to get the boolean. Okay, I'm going to do a number of things here. Now I want you to try and follow along, guys. It's not going to be too complicated, but I'll try and explain it as I'm going along. Okay. I'm just going to move this over here because this health bar it's going to have a few things going on. Okay. I don't know how big this is going to get, but we've got a number of things in the game that are going to do different things, okay? So first off, we're going to need to expand that, I believe. Okay, so what we're doing here, guys, we're saying when our character's collision box hits the game object with the enemy tag slime, we're going, and if that's true, we're going to deduct 10% of the health and we're going to make the character go up. But that's not what we want to happen. I want two things to happen here, guys. Now I have different booleans for the character because of the jump mechanics we've put in. Okay. Now one of those booleans is can jump, and what that can jump boolean is set by is whether the character is grounded. So I can essentially have two different boolean checks because I want two things to happen with my slime. If the character is level with the enemy and they make contact with it, I want the enemy to deal damage and knock the player back on the x-axis. Okay, So, oh, that's interesting. How are we going to do that? Oh, no, it should do it the right direction. But if the character is falling, then it will do the opposite. It won't deal damage, it will bounce it up. So, right, first off, let's do the damage. We're going to have two things here. I think we're going to have a collision, a separate box for the collision to make it bounce, because it's essentially a bounce mechanic. So very similar to Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse on the Sega Mega Drive. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these components just here, because we basically we want to have an and. Okay, right, so the condition for this to deal damage and apply x-axis force is going to be, can they jump? Okay, so it's saying okay, so do you understand what's happening there? We're basically saying two conditions. When we collide with the enemy slime, if... Oh, sorry, apologies. Sorry, if the collision with the enemy slime tag and the player is on the platform and level, as in can jump, then we will apply damage. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to get these put that up there. Okay, and then bring that one there. Right, so this is the X and the Y. We do not want the player to go up if they get hit on the side. We want them to go sideways. So I'm going to do 30 there. Update the health bar. I'm quite excited. This should work. Quite excited. It's probably going to send me flying. Whoa! Oh! No! Slime, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dude! No! Why have you rotated? What is going on? Dude! Oh my god, what? What? That was hilarious. Okay, so for the enemy slime, we need to freeze the rotation on the Z. Freeze the rotation on those as well. Oh, no, actually, I don't think that's going to be good. So with that component, does that mean... That was a really weird glitch. Okay. It's almost a bit much, isn't it? So if I stand normally, if I just jump over the slime and take a hit, see how much it knocks us back. I wonder if that's because I've locked those. Let's try it again. Um, let's do kinematic. That might be better. Okay, that's exactly what I thought would happen. Okay. Oh, that's tricky, isn't it? Because now we've got the issue of when the player hits the slime. What about force? Let's see what force does. Let's do 10 and 10. Is my one set as a trigger? Why is mine not set as a trigger? There we go. Why is that not doing it? Um, hmm. Okay, maybe that bit on the player. Hmm. I like the impulse though. It's a nice effect. The only thing is, it's kind of like basically if the slime. Oh my god! It's like it needs multiple checks. It's like you need to have if the slime sprite is such and such, then you do it that way. If the slime's sprite is the other way, then you do the minus. So basically, it would then ping the player back, either on the negative or the positive. Um, mm, mm, mm. Hmm. But we don't want to do damage. It's like we need to have this like grounded check. Is there a grounded check? Um, oh my god, there's like multiple things going through my head at the minute, guys. Right. So if they can jump, which means they're on the floor, and it's the slime, we reduce the health, and then we apply. But that's it's like we need another if statement. Yeah, we'll do it here. Um, mm, okay, right, I know what to do. Right, so we're going to add a game object called slime sprite. Okay. We get the sprite of the enemy slime. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to get the slime sprite. Whoa! No, 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 what's going on? Get flip X. Okay. All right. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, so what we're saying here is when we hit, if we're on the floor and we hit the slime, we deduct health. And then if the get flip X trigger A true. So hold on a minute. So if it's false, we do it on the positive. So if it's false, we do that. If it's true, we do minus. Now what this will mean is basically getting the flip X, and it's saying if the flip X is true, as in it has been flipped, as in the slime is facing the left direction and the player hits it, we will flip the character the direction the slime's headed. If it's not flipped, it will flip it. So it's basically going to flip it one of two directions. And that goes in there. This is why I said we need to extend this graph. So now we test. Fingers crossed. No! Why is it not applying? Why is it not? Oh, you numpty. Oh, it's because I've done the Y is negative. The Y doesn't get adjusted. The Y is You numpty. It's only the X we're adjusting, Mike. Come on. You sausage. Now it will work. Are you joking? You're joking. Why is it not working? Perfect. Oh, it's perfect. I feel like maybe I feel like 1 damage is quite a lot. So so that's basically 10. So if I did 0.05, so it's 5% damage. I feel that's generous. Dude, I'm so happy. I am so happy with what I've done. That's perfect. Okay, now for one final thing, I'm going to make the character flash red when they jump. Update health bar trigger. Okay. So okay, alright, I know what I need to do. Okay, so I'm going to create a custom thing here. This is going to be really cool. You're going to like this, guys. This is something I just come up with in my head. Okay. So at the moment, everything's working fine. We're getting knocked back sideways. And this is if we're level. Like, if I jump on the slime, I shouldn't take damage because I'm falling. See that? Dude, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Okay. Right, so I'm going to do a custom event, and we're going to call this take damage. Or damage animation. So it's going to be a custom event. And we're going to call this player hit animation. Okay, so basically what we now need to do, we need to, on the player, on the object, we need to add the game object for players. I'm going to call it player sprite. And it's going to be a game object. And we're going to get the warrior sheet and just drag that on there. Okay, so what we're going to do, the custom event, we're going to get the player sprite, and we're going to get hold on, sprite renderer, and we're going to set the color. So FF, I'm just going to copy that hex. So FF is white. So we're going to set it to red, which is that. Okay. So we're going to set that. We're going to do a timer. What's that percent? Oh, that's going to be so much easier. Hold on. Hold on. Get that. Move that there. Will that let me have that multiple times? No, I didn't think it would. Oh, but that would. Theoretically, that should span between that. On tick, maybe. And then on completed, set it back. Alright, the reason I've separated that, guys, is because we've got two coming out there. So we're saying on the tick, hop between the two. I mean, to be fair, I could have a... No, I don't want to have two timers going on. Actually, no, I could. There's no reason why I couldn't. if I had that at, I don't know, 0.2. It's getting a bit confusing. Right, so on start, do the white. So basically on the 1 second, on the tick, it's going to be doing red, and then it's going to be a 2 second to white. Not sure if this is going to work. Let's give it a test. Oh, you pillock! I know why it's not working. I haven't plugged in the... Oh, you numpty. I haven't triggered the thing. What a numpty. I was like, why is it not working? Player hit animation. Player hit animation. Okay. Okay, now it should work. Moment of truth. Ready, guys? Are you serious, bro? Right, maybe we need to get rid of that timer. Oh, I haven't been drinking my coffee. Right, the reason why I don't think we're seeing that is because you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get... Is there a way that we can get it to alternate? I guess we could try it as a sequence. Give it a go. Let's see. This is so annoying. You know what? I think I'm overcomplicating this. I think 1 second's too long. Definitely too long. Maybe half that. Now, do you know what we can do, guys? We can play a sound effect. Okay, so this is working very, very nicely. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Everything looks so smooth and luscious. Right, so I need to find a bit where I've got a sound being played. Jump. Okay, so if we hit the slime, depending on the orientation of the sprite, it will force us either left or right on the x-axis and slightly elevated. We will also get the red flash feedback for taking damage and the sound effect. It's all about the little touches, guys. Let's give it a go. I'm so happy with that. Whoa! Okay. That works perfect. Very, very happy with that. We need to refine why the player's kind of getting stuck on the slime like that. You saw? It needs a tiny bit of refining. I'm going to label that red. Okay, change the colour of the player's sprite. Give that a capital because I like my capitals. Okay. I've just got to play that again, guys. I'm really, really happy with that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why are you going that way? Turn around. It's not perfect. There's a couple of tiny nips there that need tucking, but other than that, it's all good. Right, what's the time? It's 10 past 11. Oh. Okay. I'm going to stop there, take a little break. I'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. We'll do a little bit of work on the HUD. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Give us a follow on Twitch if you enjoyed it, found it useful. Feel free to sub on YouTube, links in the panel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back in 10.